Like many human endeavours, the Citadel and Carlisle line was born out of a long frustrated need. By 1870, the expanding Midland Railway Company was anxious to secure a central route to the border to get a share of the lucrative Scottish traffic, and the problem was tackled by two Victorian visionaries with a flair for grand schemes, Engineer-in-Chief John Crossley and Midland General Manager James Allport. Their plan was for a 72-mile route from Citadel to Carlisle by the Ribble and Eden valleys, through the limestone of the Yorkshire Hills, by Pennygent and the Table Mountains of Ingleborough and Wild Boar Fell, across the Great Pennine Fault to the red sandstone of the Vale of Eden. The result was the most impressive piece of mainline construction through mountain country in Britain. 6,000 men completed the line in 6 years by spanning valleys with stupendous viaducts and piercing mountain heights with enormous tunnels, making an ascent of more than 1,000 feet above the sea by an incline easy enough for the swiftest passenger expresses and for the heaviest mineral trains. The workers lived in shanty towns built on the moors, grandly named Sebastopol, Jericho, Jerusalem, and Salt Lake City. It is the generations of railway men and women that have given the line its special character. The train crews, the signalmen, the plate layers, the station staff, people like leading porter Monica Potter, who have given years of service to the railway traveller. She worked in the signal box at Horton in Ribblesdale before taking over platform duties at Citadel. It was the return of steam to the Citadel and Carlisle which captured the imagination of railway enthusiasts. British Rail introduced the Cumbrian Mountain Express, steam excursions using preserved express locomotives from all over the national railway system. The combination of steam-hauled trains and the scenic grandeur of the Midland Main Line is an irresistible attraction for the railway traveller. The 45-year-old former LNER A4 Pacific, Sir Nigel Gresley, had worked the line in the last days of steam. A steam veteran from the old LMS days, Inspector George Gordon's memories go back half a lifetime.
Well, my memories of the Carlisle-Citadel line obviously go back to the days when I was a fireman in the first trip I had. And on that occasion, it was Whitmonday, 1937. And the only means of transport in those days for people was the British Railway, well, the railways at that time. And as you know, on Whitmonday at Appleby, it's Appleby Fair. And there was a considerable number of people came even as far as Bradford. So it was our job to take them back to Bradford on that day. And my first trip as a fireman meant that I was pitting my skill against the locomotive to try and get up that incline to 1,169 feet above sea level. It was obviously a difficult project at that stage, first time up, strange driver, and of course to reach that summit is something that everyone really wants to achieve as a fireman. And I'll say, on that day, I must have been half a Scargill's friend because I shoveled more coal than was necessary. Obviously, I'll have to have been experienced. And the result was I reached the summit and I was really chuffed about it because I'd managed to maintain steam pressure and a good water level. And that was my first day of the Carlisle-Citadel line.
In the days before grouping, 8 railway companies worked in and out of Citadel Station at Carlisle, and the Midland Railway was the last company to arrive in 1876. Intercompany rivalries existed until post-war days. The old London and North Western route to Euston was advertised as the Premier Line, but the Midlands styled its main line simply as the best way. At Armathwaite, the line starts its long ascent in the peace and tranquility of the Eden Valley, with views of the Lake District Mountains to the west and the giant slopes of the Pennines to the east. Local opinion was that no railway was possible here, but the Midland engineers raised a huge viaduct south of the station and immediately pierced a red sandstone hill with the first of 14 tunnels. The narrow Eden Gorge could only be negotiated by climbing along a precipice 150 feet above the river, through the heavily timbered barren wood. The builders couldn't go round the sandstone hills in their way, so they just went through them, with 2 more tunnels within a mile. The line crosses the river for the first time by the majestic viaduct at Eden Lacey, and the toils of the Eden Gorge are left behind. In charge of the signal box controlling the level crossing at Culgaith, Allan Dugdale started on the railway as a junior porter straight from school.